This is my body transformation, and as a busy entrepreneur, I have been able to get in the best shape of my life all from home without sacrificing any time to go to the gym. In this video, I will tell you exactly how you can achieve the same. But first, let me tell you a little bit about my story. About 2 years ago, I went on a trip and it changed my life forever. I remember arriving in the hotel and it was the first time that I truly experienced freedom. It was the first time that I had no boss telling me what to do, and I completely fell in love with that experience. It made me want to be an entrepreneur. It made me want to have my own business. But you see, there was a problem. I was also out of shape. I was used getting no attention from women whatsoever. I was used getting no respect from men, and I was simply sick of that. I remember there was this one day where I went in my washroom, I looked myself in the mirror, and I just hated myself. I hated my body, and I just hated the way I lived. And that was the moment that it clicked for me. I needed to change. I needed to get in shape because I couldn't live my whole life like this. So the next day I woke up and I was super motivated to go to the gym. I took the car, went in the gym, but as soon as I entered the doors, I told myself that I would never, ever go back to the gym. The reason why was that it was packed with people. There was a line to go to the bench, the leg press. Every single machine were used, and I just wasted hours out of my day, hours that I wanted to focus on my business. So I completely canceled my membership. I bought every single thing I needed in order to work out at home, and I started to work out at home every single day. Actually, it was the best option by far for me because my two goals were met. First of all, I was able to get in the best shape of my life. My life went from 10 to 100, but I was also able to focus entirely on my business. When I started to work out at home, I had 2 more hours of deep focused work on my business. This is why if you are a business entrepreneur, you must work out at home. You simply don't have the time to go to the gym, and you must work out at home. Another thing is that I was way less stressed, way less anxious, because first of all, I was lifting heavy weights, I was using my energy, but also because every single day, my sole focus was business. I wasn't thinking about what time to go to the gym so that there would be less people, none of that. My sole focus was business. Now let's talk about what is needed in order to work out at home. When I first started to work out, I had no bench and my workout was simply not the best. And the reason why was that I would do a bunch of movement on the floor. I would try to do a bench press on the floor, but it simply didn't work. And I was sick of that. I wanted to have better workouts. So I bought a bench and my workout were just 10 times better. There was a bunch of movement that I now could do. So that's the first thing that I bought. When I was younger, I also used to train without dumbbells, and my workouts were not good at all because I couldn't push myself as hard as I wanted. So I bought dumbbells and it just made a huge difference. For the first time, I was able to push a lot harder and I was able to get in the best shape of my life because of that. This is why you must buy dumbbells. The third thing that I bought is a door frame pull-up bar, and the reason why is that when I was younger, I couldn't even do one pull-up and I was sick of that. I wanted to have better strength. I wanted to have a better body. So I bought the door frame pull-up bar, and truly it is one of my favorite piece of equipment because it allows me to do the pull-up and the chin-up, and these are 2 great exercises in order to get in the best shape of my life. So that's the third thing that I bought, is a door frame pull-up bar. When I was younger, I had no mirror and my workout was simply not good. And the reason why is that I had no way to review my movement. I thought that I was doing perfect movement, perfect form, but it was simply not the case. So I bought a mirror and my workout were just 10 times better. And the reason why is that I had a way to make sure that I was working out correctly, that I was doing perfect form, perfect movement, and that is why a mirror is essential in order to work out at home. And that is the beauty of working out at home. Don't need a bunch of equipment in order to get in the best shape of your life. I bought all of these at Walmart, Target, any big store. You will find all these equipment. Just real quick, if you are a best professional and you want my one-to-one coaching in order to make sure that you get in the best shape of your life, all from the comfort of your home, go click the link in the description right now and I will talk to you in there. Imagine this, I was this skinny guy that was getting no attention from women whatsoever, that was getting no respect from men, and I was just sick of that. I wanted to have a better shape, so I started to make some research and I found out about the V-shape. Truly, this shape changed my life forever because for the first time in my life, I could attract the kind of women that I wanted. I could get the respect from men and I respected myself a lot more. In order to achieve the V-shape, I focused on the back, the upper pec, the side delts, the neck, and the lower abs. Now let's talk about some exercise that I do every single day in order to target these 5 parts of my body. For the back, since I first started to work out, I did the pull-up every single day. And the reason why is that I used to work with a colleague of mine that was very attractive. I wanted to make her my girlfriend, and one day she told me that she liked big, massive back, and that was the moment that it clicked for me. I started to do the pull-up every single day because I wanted to have a bigger back. But after a month, it wasn't even about my colleague. It was just that I saw such a massive back transformation that I wanted to continue to do that exercise. That's the first exercise that I do every single day, and I completely love that exercise because it allows me to get in the best shape of my life. When I was younger, I did a lot of push-up, but I was simply not a fan of that exercise. And the reason why is that it focused on the lower part of my chest, and it just gave me a saggy look that I didn't like at all. So I started to do the decline push-up in order to target the upper part of my pec. And truly it was perfect because it targeted the area that I wanted. So that's the second exercise that I do every single day, is the decline push-up. When I was younger, I struggled a lot to grow my shoulder. I would try a bunch of different exercises and nothing would work. And I was sick of that. I wanted to have big, massive shoulder. I went on a trip with one of my muscular friends, and I just decided to ask him, how do you build such massive shoulder? Mine just won't go. And you know what he told me? He told me that he wouldn't train them once like I was doing, but every single day of the week. And so I tried it. I did the lateral raise every single day, and I just saw a massive difference. For the first time, my shoulder were growing. So that's the third exercise that I do every single day, is the lateral raise. As a young man, I used to be bullied, and the reason why is that I looked weak. I was the easy target, had a skinny neck, and I just didn't look like a man. And I was sick of that. So I started to make some research, and I found out about the neck training, and truly it changed my life forever, because for the first time, I started to train my neck and I looked more masculine. There's 2 ways that I started to train my neck by doing the neck curls. I did it on my back, where I put the weight on the front of my head and to target the front part of my neck. And I also did it on my chest, where I put the weight on the back of my head and it targeted the back part of my neck. These are 2 great exercises in order to have a bigger neck, and I highly suggest you do it. When I was younger, I didn't have great genetics, and I saw all those men with great genetics with a six-pack getting all the attention from women. But I was sick of that. So I started to make some research, and I found out about 6-pack abs workout guaranteed. I would do the workout, I would look at my abs, and I still didn't have a 6-pack. And the reason why was that I was going about it the wrong way. You see, I trained them 1 hour once per week. But in order to have a 6-pack, you need to train them 10-15 minutes every single day. So I changed my approach. I started to do that, and in a month, I had a 6-pack. Now what I do are 50 leg raises and then 10 hanging leg raises. I do 2 sets every single day, and I just saw a massive, massive difference. I do these 2 exercises because it targets the lower part of my abs, and it is the part to target in order to have the 6-pack. I highly suggest you do these 2 exercises, and in 2 months, you will have a 6-pack. But you see, there was a problem. I would do 4 sets for every single exercise, and my workout would last 2 hours, 2 hours and a half. And I didn't have the time to do that long of a workout. So I changed my approach. I started to go to 2 sets of failure because I wanted to spend more time on my business, and it was perfect. My workouts were fast and effective. But in order to see my real failure, to see my real potential, I went down to 1 set for a week to see what I was truly capable of, because my brain bullied me to push harder. It knew that I only had 1 shot at this, and so I had to give my everything. This allowed me to see what I was truly capable of, and then I went to 2 sets, and it was perfect. So that's what I suggest you do if you are a best professional. You simply don't have the time to go to 4 sets, so only go to 2 sets of failure, and your workout will be fast, effective, and you will pack on muscle. Another problem was that I was not consistent at all. I would work out for a week, and then I would stop for a month. And the reason why was that I knew nothing about how to stay consistent until I read that book. The book is called Atomic Habits, and it changed my life forever. I discovered about stacking habits, and for the first time, I was consistent. I'll give you an example. At 6 a.m. I wake up. From 6:30 to 12, I do my deep focused work. From 12 to 12:30, I eat. And then from 12:30 to 1:30, I work out. You see, I stacked working out on top of something that I do every single day, which is eating. Think about your routine right now. How could you stack working out on top of that routine? If you do that, I promise you will be far, far more consistent. Another problem was that my identity was not aligned with my goal. Whenever I would work out, my action would push against my identity. And I knew that I needed to change that. And so what I did is I forcefully put positive thoughts in my mind. I would repeat myself, you are an athlete that is very constant. I would repeat that. And of course, it was delusional at first, but after a month, my identity started to create in my mind. And all I had to do was add proof to this, and then my identity was rock solid. You must change your identity, because if you don't, you will always swim upstream and your identity will push against your action. You don't want that. You want your identity to push your action forward. So forcefully put positive thoughts in your mind, and eventually your identity will start to create. Something that helped me a lot to stay consistent was to stay motivated. Because if I'm being honest with you, I absolutely love motivation. I love to be driven to do something. So what I did is I made a list of every single thing that would happen to me once I would get in the best shape of my life. And whenever I didn't feel like working out, I would come back to that list. I would read it. I would visualize myself in the best shape of my life. I would visualize the way I would carry myself, the kind of woman that I would attract, the way men would treat me. And every single time I had the motivation that I needed. This is your action step right now. Put pause on this video, take a piece of paper and write every single thing that will happen to you once you get in the best shape of your life. If you do this, I promise you'll just be far more consistent. You've watched this far of the video. It is time for you to take this action. I started to visualize specific moments in my life. For example, each year I go back to the father side of my family. I would visualize myself entering with a tight shirt on my arm, the way they would treat me, the way they would respect me. I would visualize the way I would carry myself in the street, the way men would treat me, the way women would look at me. And every single time I lacked motivation, I wanted to work out straight after that. Now let's talk about diet. When I was younger, I thought that it was impossible to eat healthy and tasty food. But you see, I was completely wrong, and this is the proof. This is a recipe that I cook every single day. It tastes amazing, it is fast and effective, and so it is the proof that you can eat healthy and tasty food. You just need to know how to cook the right food. Later in the video, I will tell you a pancake recipe that I do every single day that tastes amazing, so stay until there. I remember there was this one day where I woke up and the first thing that I ate was red meat, avocados with a bit of olive oil. I ate that, and later that day I started to work out, and I just had the best workout ever. And the reason why was that I ate high fat but good fat. And you see, the good fat is the base of testosterone. It is the base of the hormone. And if you don't eat good fat, you will not have high testosterone. So what we do is we eat good fat like avocados, olive oil, red meat, nuts, and I promise if you do that, you will just gain a lot more muscle. But when I was younger, I ate a lot of fast food, a lot of McDonald's, and I gained weight but in fat. And that was not my goal at all. We do not eat McDonald's, because whenever we eat McDonald's, we're basically telling ourselves, I'm poisoning myself, and I'm accepting that. We do not eat McDonald's because it is poison food, it is toxic. Do not eat that because it will make your insulin go up, and therefore you will gain fat, and that is not the goal. Another problem was that I didn't eat enough protein. I would eat 3 eggs in a day, and I thought that it was enough. But then I would work out and I would feel sore for 2-3 days. And I always asked myself why. But the reason why was that I simply didn't eat enough protein. I would break the muscle whilst working out, but then I wouldn't repair it by eating enough protein. So what I started to do is I started to eat 10 eggs a day. I started to eat meat every single day, and I packed on muscle a lot faster. You need to eat more protein. Ideally, you want to eat 0.82 grams per pound of body weight. But if you eat 10 eggs a day, if you eat meat every single day, I promise you will have the right amount of protein. Now let's talk about a pancake recipe that I do every single day. The recipe is 1 banana, 3 eggs, and a half cup of oats. I put that in the blender, I blend it, I put a little bit of butter in a frying pan, then I put the mixture in a frying pan, and it just tastes amazing. It is fast, effective, and it is high protein, so it is perfect for you as an entrepreneur. Try it and I promise you will love it. I want to show this picture because it is a picture of my body transformation, and I just feel proud of this transformation. You are on a beautiful path, and now that I'm in the best shape of my life, I can attract the kind of woman that I want. I can get the respect from men, and I respect myself a lot more. Once again, if you are a business entrepreneur and you want to make sure that you achieve your goal faster, go click the link in the description right now, and I will get you my coaching.